Our studios on Florida's Suncoast. This is ABC7 News at 6. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus. Thank you for joining us. Scott has the day off. It is the home stretch to November 8th. We are now 15 days out from Election Day, and one after the other, the campaign stops are rolling through Florida. Donald Trump is set to speak in Tampa this evening. This, as an ABC News tracking poll, has the GOP nominee facing a 12-point deficit to Hillary Clinton, who hit the 50% mark among likely voters. Let's head out to ABC7's Alan Cohn at the Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater, where Trump supporters have gathered to hear the GOP nominee speak. Alan.
Donald Trump may be trailing in the polls, but he is still packing the house here in Tampa. His supporters remain loyal and enthusiastic, with some saying it is the issues, not the miscues of the candidates, that is keeping them on the Trump train.
We need to know that we need to build a wall. We need to know that we don't want sanctuary cities. We want to know that we don't want late-term abortion. We want to know that people in this country need to speak English first, not second.
I think we're doing great in Florida. I think we're going to win Florida big.
Trump is expected here shortly, but before he talks to this crowd, he will talk exclusively to ABC7, and you can see that coming up at 7 o'clock. Reporting in Tampa, Alan Cohn, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Alan. And Trump's opponent, Hillary Clinton, will also be in Florida this week. But today, she was joined on the campaign trail in New Hampshire by Elizabeth Warren, the Massachusetts senator claiming Trump, as she's been known to do during this election season, before handing things over to the Democratic nominee.
I'll tell you what's exciting to me is across this country, at the very moment when Donald Trump is making this unprecedented attack on our fundamental values, our institutions, millions of people are standing up for democracy, registering, volunteering, voting early.
Clinton's running mate Tim Kaine making stops throughout Florida the past couple of days. Today he was in Miami for an early voting rally. And as we mentioned, Clinton herself will be visiting the Sunshine State. Her two-day trip includes a rally at the Curtis Hickson Waterfront Park in Tampa on Wednesday. Doors open at 12:15 and the event is set for 2:45. Early voting began on the Suncoast today, and across much of Florida, the state already surpassed the 1 million mark just with mail-in ballots alone cast for the general election. More than 500,000 by Republicans and 483,000 by Democrats. As for early voting on the Suncoast, at last check, more than 6,000 ballots have been cast in Sarasota County and more than 4,000 in Manatee County. Now for a check on our weather, let's head over to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Well, a lot of smiles over the weekend. Some finally cooler air settling in across the Suncoast. Today a little bit warmer, but still not bad out there. Lots of sunshine. 78 degrees our current temperature. And the dew point is what's been so nice at 55 degrees. North winds are at 8 and the pressure 13. And that is holding steady now, but still very high. The forecast through this evening looking really nice. Temperatures dropping down into the upper 60s by 11 o'clock. Under generally fair skies, we are anticipating no real threat of any significant problems here overnight. Generally fair conditions as high pressure dominates over much of the eastern third of the nation, and that is bringing us that east to northeasterly wind flow. At least at the surface, we're seeing some low cloudiness along the east coast, and on the west coast, some high cirrus clouds have been streaming on by. We'll have more in your forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Haley.
Thank you, Bob. The opioid epidemic continues claiming lives at a record number across the U.S. and specifically in Florida. Manatee County is leading in the number of overdoses. Today, lawmakers on the state and federal level came together for a roundtable discussion in hopes of solving this problem. ABC7's Bobeth Yates was at that meeting, and she joins us with an update. Bobeth.
Well, lawmakers are reaching out to the community and those on the forefront of the fight to end the opioid epidemic. And they're taking this to make sure that work that's being done.
I guess my role in the epidemic was that I was one of them. You know, I was one of the addicts.
Manatee County resident Laura Trueblood was among the many who attended the lawmakers' roundtable on heroin. She says her goal was to speak out on the behalf of addicts about the situation that almost claimed her life.
I started using pain medication when I was 23 for some chronic back pain that I have, like I was a legitimate pain patient. I see how it goes from pills to heroin, and it's a pretty straight road. if I was on that road for any longer, I probably would be there myself.
Trueblood was lucky. She managed to wean herself off the dangerous drug that has claimed hundreds of lives. According to a recent report released by the state's Medical Examiner Commission, Manatee County has seen a more than 500% increase in opioid overdoses in the last 4 years and is now leading the state.
15 to 20 a day in Manatee County coming in overdosing. Some of them are repeat visitors. That's a shocking number. It's not that Manatee County is a small county, but it's not the state's largest either. And to have a number that high, I'm not sure there's anywhere else in the state that per capita is seeing that rate of overdoses showing up in emergency rooms in just one facility.
Jerry Stanhope knows several of those victims very well.
My one son, as you know, overdosed in my home. I still have a hard time going in that bathroom.
Stanwell also lost her grandson, as well as 2 other close family friends, to the opioid epidemic.
I feel discouraged. I think everybody knows what needs to be done. It's just not happening.
But lawmakers like Suncoast Congressman Vern Buchanan says he's committed to solving this problem.
We've got to figure out how to get those resources. So that's what my thought is, as a guy that's been in business a long time, let's get a plan, let's get the best thoughts and best ideas, and then let's execute that plan.
Now, officials say they will be looking into which laws are allowing some of these overdoses to continue and what they can do on their end to change this trend. Back to you.
Thank you, Bobeth. Northport police also cracking down on getting drugs off the streets. Investigators say they are confiscating more than 80 grams of meth from 2 suspects, including fentanyl patches, cocaine, marijuana, Xanax, and other prescription drugs. That goes along with thousands of dollars in cash. Brett Sturchik of Sarasota and Kyle Coble-Rouston of Northport have both been charged with trafficking meth. Sturchik is also facing a number of other drug-related charges. It's called Rightful Police Training. Still to come, how one local law enforcement agency is letting the younger generation in on the experience of protecting and serving. And new clues in last week's fatal hit and run. State troopers need your help finding the suspect.
Stand out in your new wild Lexus. Lease a brand new 2017 Lexus ES 350 for only $379. Just $379 exclusively at Wild Lexus of Sarasota on Clark Road.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Looking for carpet? Look no further. Minnesota Flooring has Smart Strand carpet as low as $1.79 per square foot. Installed, no add-ons or extras. Unbelievable? Minnesota Flooring can have in-stock carpet installed in your home in 48 hours for as low as $1.99 per square foot. Don't miss these prices. Visit Minnesota Flooring today.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Stand out in your new wild Lexus. Lease a new Lexus RX 350 for only $419. Just $419, exclusively at Wild Lexus of Sarasota on Clark Road.
The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is giving students a sense of what it's like to be a deputy, taking them through their rightful policing training. Students had the chance to go through several scenarios, including traffic stops, domestic disturbances, and even break-ins. It's all part of the Sheriff's Office rightful policing strategy meant to build and maintain trust within the community. This comes at a time when tensions are high between some law enforcement agencies and the communities they police.
The trust has been broken to some degree in different parts of our nation, and the millennials and the young people, to make sure their frame of mind are at the point where they recognize they can call us to come and give them help.
It's something that teenagers need to be aware of, because we are growing up in this era.
The students took a survey at the beginning and the end of the day to see if the training changed their views of law enforcement. A 12-year-old student is sent to juvenile detention after allegedly fighting her teacher and then resisting arrest, all over being disciplined for having her cell phone out. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office says the Lee middle schooler turned physically violent, grabbing the teacher's arms and digging her fingernails into her hand. Authorities say the student again became violent when the responding deputy said she was under arrest, kicking the deputy in his legs and stomping on his feet. He suffered a sprained ankle. The student is charged with battery on a school board employee and a law enforcement officer, plus resisting arrest. The Florida Highway Patrol is releasing new information about the car involved in a fatal hit and run. State troopers say 61-year-old Lynn Taylor was walking on Gulfgate Drive last Tuesday evening when a car hit her and then drove off. Troopers believe the car involved may have been a white or light-colored Chrysler PT Cruiser with a sunroof. It would have damage to its front side. If you have any information, you are asked to call FHP or Sarasota County Crime Stoppers. And Bob will be back with your forecast right after this. I'm Haley Wilkes. Manatee's 2 half-cent sales taxes. Voters decide on the new taxes this November. Find out how they benefit the community.
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, you'll always get the most for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing. Complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Your home is the largest investment you have. So when you're looking for furniture, window treatments, and accessories from America's top brands like Henredon, American Leather, and Hunter Douglas, the only place you need to go is Bacon's. Quality, service, price. Bacon's Furniture and Design, Sarasota.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Well, Bob, a big day out on the golf course.
Yeah, big day on the golf course. Big weekend, too. We had the big
huge
walk,
weekend,
too,
I
making
know.
strides. 13,000 people there.
Turned out awesome.
A big group as well today at the Circus Art Conservatory Golf Tournament. Here's how it kicked off. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Whoa. Thankfully, he made it. You talk about a shotgun.
Say, Bob, you didn't want to volunteer to be.
That was Dave the Bullet Smith, the junior human cannonball. We had Chuck Go, the clown, was there as well at the Laurel Oak Golf and Country Club for the Circus Arts Conservatory Golf Tournament. Always a lot of fun. They had some great performances there as well. And I got to give it up to the Wolf Pack. If you can see this score, and I'll show it to you in a minute, they shot a 48. There was a couple gimmick holes, so they got a double eagle, a couple of 3 eagles. There they are right there in the middle of them. They're Bob Bushman, and we had, of course, Brian Ward, Colby and Carl Eskew as well on the right there. Those are the brothers, and we're all having a great fun. They had a ball drop as well with the helicopter, so everything turned out quite well right there at the golf tournament. Pedro and Dally were on hand as well to kick off the event. The Van Wezel webcam showing beautiful clear skies for the most part today. A few high-level cirrus clouds now and again, but for the most part, things are quiet here. And it will stay that way, too, through the night. As far as the viewer photos go, I want to show you this cloud. This was coming home from the event, and I stopped to take a shot, but not as good as this one. This was Gregory Polar getting these gravity wave clouds, just the up and down of the air motion there, causing these clouds to kind of thicken up at points and then thin out a bit. They're getting some snow clouds here and snow falling in Quebec, near Montreal and places to the north. And then down south, just generally fair skies as a result of a large area of high pressure. Currently, it's sunny at 78 degrees and the dew point 55, humidity 45%, winds are out of the north at 8 and the pressure 13, and that is holding steady now. The 83-degree high was 1 degree below the average of 84. We should be close to this number or slightly above it. We're going to see temperatures start to moderate a bit after a pretty chilly weekend, really. Temperatures in the 50s in all places to start things off on Saturday and Sunday morning, for that matter. No rainfall to report today. Things are quiet, and it looks like it'll stay that way throughout the work week. There's a slight chance for a shower or two as a reinforcing shot of some cooler air may come down over the weekend, but that rain chance not all that high. We'll have to keep an eye on it. 75 degrees in Jacksonville, 76 in Orlando. It's 80 degrees in Miami now, 80 in Key West, and 78 in Sarasota. Temperatures into the mid to upper 70s everywhere. As you can see, Venice now at 78. Bradenton, though, at 80 degrees and 79 in Punta Gorda. The Gulf of Mexico, and now down to 76 degrees, at least here along the eastern portion of the Gulf. The forecast tomorrow looks to be a little bit warmer each day this week. We'll see generally sunny skies. A few high, thin cirrus clouds will make their way overhead at times, but generally winds out of the east and northeast at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Should be another pleasant day on Tuesday. We're not anticipating any rainfall at all in the picture. And the Titan radar picture, really a large area of high pressure continues to exist over this area. And there's another shot of some colder air coming down throughout the northeast. But the other cold front is way back to the Pacific Northwest, and no real threat of making its way through here anytime soon. And in the tropics, although this is a good chance for development, there's no chance for development anywhere in the tropics right now. All is quiet. There is a system out in the Pacific that has a pretty good chance of developing down the road. Here comes the high pressure, though, building in and then moving off toward the east. When that happens, we start to see a return to more easterly conditions and easterly wind flow, and that will bring the humidity up just a little bit, and also temperatures will start to warm a little bit more. So there's that front I mentioned as it pushes off to the southeast. Temperatures around the U.S., it's 54 in Boston, Toronto at 46, Chicago 53 degrees, and 90 in Phoenix, 77 into Denver. Well, as far as the forecast goes for boaters, pretty quiet out there. Light shot and seas running right around 2 feet or less. The water temperature now cooling down to 76 degrees. And as far as the tides go, upcoming high tide will be at 10:22 and sunset at 6:53. Tonight, cool once again, comfortable, 60 to start things off. Tomorrow, slightly warmer, 85, partly cloudy skies, mild conditions. The extended forecast does call for that gradual warming trend. Notice those lows getting back closer to 70 as opposed to 60 as we move through the week. And guess what? Halloween looks to be pretty good. Haley?
Good to hear. Thank you, Bob. As it is a bit cooler now, Sarasota County's mosquito control is lessening the amount of toxins it sprays into the air to kill mosquitoes. But there have been concerns about the chemical the county uses. It's called Dibram. Some fear it could have harmful side effects for humans, but the director of mosquito control tells us there is such a small amount of the chemical used, it can't harm you.
0.64 ounces of product per acre. So that's an extremely low amount. You're looking at this tiny little product.
Sarasota is starting to use a new chemical that it says has fewer ingredients and is more environmentally friendly. The spraying is not related to the Zika virus. Meanwhile, a Florida woman who was diagnosed with Zika while she was 16 weeks pregnant is under the care of the Zika response team at University of Miami Health System. Now, at 24 weeks pregnant, doctors say the fetus is not showing signs of an abnormally small head, which is a birth defect associated with Zika. Nor are they seeing any problems at all. After the baby is born, the team will monitor her conduct and they will monitor her health, and they will conduct some tests for at least 3 years.
Hi, I'm Linda Carson. Coming up, we'll take you behind the gates of the landings and show you a beautiful place to call home.
This week, so close to the finish line. Can Donald Trump find a way to seize back momentum as Hillary Clinton looks to close out her historic presidential run? With 15 days to go, this is where America turns. ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Drug overdose is the leading cause of accidental death in the United States. I'm Linda Carson. Opioid addiction is driving this drug epidemic. We'll talk to a doctor about managing chronic pain without opioids. The Suncoast's newest gym will freeze you into fitness. We'll explain this state-of-the-art technique, plus Money Matters, and actors who bake join us in the kitchen.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Types of timber, cuts of meat, cooking times, temperatures, rubs, seasonings, sauces. You name it, they know it. That's what makes them who they are, Sonny's Pitmasters. And proud of it. Come get some baby back ribs at Sonny's Barbecue. On their own or paired with favorites like jalapeno cheddar hot links or pulled or sliced pork plus 2 sides and bread. Sonny's Barbecue. Local Pitmasters since '68.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WindGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WindGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Come experience the precision, performance, and power of the Ram 1500 during Ram Power Days at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Built tough enough to help you conquer whatever the day may throw your way with all the comfort, gizmos, and gadgets you'd find in a luxury vehicle. And right now, get over 20% off. That's up to $15,000 off a new Ram 1500. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Just pause a moment and look around. We are lucky because the Suncoast is a great place to call home. ABC7's Linda Carson shows us why.
Every Monday, we spotlight a community that shows why the Suncoast is such a great place to call home. Today, we visit the Landings, a community with deep ties to Sarasota's history. The Landings is a large 300-acre gated community.
We have 702 dwellings in the Landings in 7 different configurations. There are 208 individual homes.
The rest are tree houses, carriage and coach houses, and mid-rise apartments, all built on a pretty historic spot.
In the late 1800s, a family by the name of the Bronsons owned the area of the Landings.
In 1911, Honore and Potter Palmer of the famous Palmer family bought the property.
Honore built his home here right down the street and named it Immokalee, which that's the Seminole Indian name for my home.
When he developed the property, he kept its natural beauty.
And he discovered that there were Indian mittens and also eagle's nest in the property, and so he designed the community around that.
Heidi Borders and her family have lived in the Landings 9 years. She says there's no better place to raise children.
So we have tons of kids here in the community. It's a fabulous place for young families. There's all kinds of activities that we have to offer. We've got all kinds of gatherings for the families. We've got like an end of the school year ice cream social. We have pool parties. We have holiday parties.
ABC7 financial correspondent Richard Stern and his family have lived in the Landings 32 years for a very good reason.
Location, location, and location.
And you don't have to leave the property to find recreation. There's plenty right here.
There's a racket club, and there's a whole variety of activities that take place around the racket club.
It's a great place to call home because it's so relaxed. It's just a very comfortable, I walk the dog all the time and I say hi to people and people say hi to me, and our dogs get to be friendly and our kids get to be friendly. And
the Landings also includes 9 lakes, 8 miles of road, and it is also right at the corner of where the Intercoastal Waterway and Philippi Creek meet, so it's also great for fishing and for kayaking. Haley and Bob?
Thank you, Linda. It is beautiful back there.
It is, and I know
quiet.
Richard takes advantage of those tennis courts, too. He's an avid tennis player. He's always asking if the weather's going to be okay for his matches, and usually it works out.
It's getting better and better now.
Yeah, it is, absolutely.
Have a great evening. We'll see you back here at 11.